This is episode number 488 of the Health and Fitness Podcast by InnerFight, brought to you in association with Smith Street Paleo. It is the time of year. Hop over to smithstreetpaleo.com, get on a meal plan, and start getting after your goals. So guys, if you're looking still for a big goal for 2019, then I might have something for you here. We've teamed up with Ultra X to give you a special rate on the races that these guys are organizing this year. They organize 250k 5-day races. It's a race series which are held in exotic and inspiring locations around the world, and they actually culminate with a biannual World Championships. It's super awesome, and I can vouch for this, that taking on a multi-day ultra in a far-flung corner of the earth is probably one of the greatest experiences that you can have. And now that Ultra X are making these experiences more accessible for all, it's definitely something that you should be considering for 2019. In this year, they have races in Sri Lanka, Jordan, Mexico, and they'll be adding 2 races to the series each year, with Bolivia and the Azores getting released in the summer of 2019. So if that really does sound like something that you are interested in, we have a discount code which will get you £200 off the races. You can hop over, have a look, ultra-x.co. The Sri Lanka race is the first race, which is on the 13th of April. You get £200 off using our code INNERFSL19. Go and check it out, get involved. I'm looking forward to racing some of their races this year, and hopefully we'll see some of you guys there. Welcome to another year. Welcome, Andre, back from your holiday. I'll welcome myself back from my own holiday.
Yeah,
well, mate.
It's been a while.
It has been a while, mate, and you've been leaving me on my own for the weekly update show, and I've just been rambling.
Been on the other side of the planet, man.
Yeah, exactly. Other side of the planet. You've been in Europe, mate?
Yeah.
Christmas in Europe with the family. How does that go down?
It was good. We were lucky. We got some snow on Christmas Eve. So
Did you?
That was like perfect timing, and didn't snow the rest of the time.
Oh, wow.
And it was like proper snow. So,
Really?
Yeah.
A lot of it?
Pretty much. Like enough for the evening, and then like enough for it not to be like shappy the next day.
Right.
It was like proper snow and minus degrees. So
wow,
it
that's
stayed.
cool. When, mate, whoa, something happened there. The Germans celebrate Christmas on the 24th. When do you celebrate?
24th.
You celebrate on the 24th?
Yeah,
in the evening?
Yeah, we don't do anything on Boxing Day. I heard you guys call it, right?
Mate, I mean, Boxing Day is the 26th, right? So the day, the day after Christmas Day, and there's a load of different things of like how that came around. They used to say that they'd box up all the gifts and everything, or all the rubbish that was left over from Christmas Day, and they'd box up all the food from Christmas Day that people didn't eat, and then they'd take it around and give it to the poor people. That's supposed to be where Boxing Day comes from. But to be honest, mate, I'll be quite frank with you. In Boxing Day in the West, in the British culture, the Americans don't have it. I know they have it a little bit in Australia because I was down there. It's just another day to party.
To be off.
To be off, and for people just to write themselves off. And literally, I think, we do generally, like, we'll always eat the food from Christmas on the 26th because there's so much left over. But you guys celebrate on the night of the 24th.
Yeah, and
nice.
Don't really do anything on the 25th.
Really?
Yeah.
So did you train?
Of course.
Yeah.
After our last talk, with regards to that British athlete, what was his name again? The athlete,
Daley Thompson. Yeah.
After that talk, and the quote with he always trains on Christmas Day when everybody's resting.
You couldn't help yourself, could you?
No, I had to.
We want to know from you guys, did you train on Christmas Day, or did you train at all over the festive period? I reckon there's some people that listen to the show that probably didn't do anything. We should make them feel super guilty, mate, shouldn't we?
Yeah, but here in InnerFight, I know that there's a lot of people coming to the gym still, and a lot of people still working out, even though they've been on holidays.
Absolutely.
I mean, some of them have been doing the challenge you've been starting with 100 push-ups, and just generally people are more active than I think they were a couple of years back.
I think we had around 20 people in on Christmas Day, and you taught on the 1st, on New Year's Day as well, and you had a whole bunch of people in.
Exactly.
Mate, that's one thing we want to highlight as well. The workout that was in the class on New Year's Day that you taught is also a challenge for the month of January. Tell us what it was all about.
So the last few years we had the 1,000 burpee challenge, and this year we thought we'd change things up, so we made another 1,000 rep challenge with 10 different movements where you had to complete 100 reps or 100 calories of each movement. It started with 100 cal bike, then 100 wall balls, 100 burpees, 100 kettlebell swings, 100
Then
something
I think
else.
Then it went to a row.
Yeah, it finished off with a 1,000-meter run, basically. So it was pretty much 1,000 reps, and it took people around 90 minutes. So a really, really tough workout. If you want to give it a shot, you can hop over to the InnerFight Instagram account, where you can check it out, and you have all of January to try to complete it.
Yeah, it doesn't actually look too hard on paper. If we just go through what you said, 100 cal bike, okay, that's going to take a few minutes, especially for the girls. It's always a little bit harder. Then 100 burpees, we've basically back-ended it so the harder things are at the front. Then you've got 100 wall balls, 100 cal ski, not too bad. Air squats are in there, kettlebell swings are in there, push-ups are in there, sumo deadlift high pulls. Doesn't look too complex at the start, but as you said,
under
fatigue, and that run, people were probably going out for the run just a little bit toasted.
But I thought it was a great challenge because it was all basic movements, so regardless of your level, you could really get a great workout in. You could really still keep pushing the pace, regardless of how fit you were.
Yeah.
It's all really simple, basic movements, nothing too complex, complicated, where it can go wrong. And I mean, that's also why we chose those movements.
Of course.
1,000 reps, we can't do 1,000 squat snatches at body weight.
Yeah, that might take a little bit longer than an hour.
Well, could we?
We could do, mate. Maybe next year. So, folks, if you do want to get involved in that, that's the first thing we want to give you for this New Year's show is go and get involved in the 1,000 rep challenge, the 1,000 workout challenge. It's not just burpees this year, and let us know you've done it. If you're doing it internationally, just tag us in a post or post on your Instagram and tag us, and we will stick your name in the Hall of Fame here at InnerFight. That's something for you, and we want to share it with everyone, and a great way to get involved in January.
Another famous 1,000 rep workout that's going on right now is the Chad Hero. Any hero workout that is named after a American soldier named Chad, and it is Dave Castro who created it. And it's 1,000 step-ups with a 20-kilo backpack, I think. I don't think it's a 20-pound. I'm pretty sure it's 20 kilos.
Wow.
I'm not 100% sure about that, but I'm pretty sure. It's supposed to be a military backpack.
No, mate.
So 45 pounds.
I saw this being done over the Christmas period. Now, I've been involved in CrossFit for a long time, and I've seen a lot of the hero workouts. I've never seen this workout.
No.
Is it new?
Yeah, very new.
Right.
It's very cool, actually.
It's very cool.
I think that's also just, one simple grinder and accessible for anyone. You don't have to add that weighted vest if you're not...
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to do it RX, of course, but...
But mate, I saw a lot of people, like I saw younger people doing it just on like a 20-inch box. It doesn't matter. And it's just a step up. Like people go, it's just a step up.
It gets tough.
1,000 reps of anything is quite a challenge, though, mate, as we've seen. So, that's another one that people might want to do. Dave Castro put it out there. Dave Castro, the director of the CrossFit Games, who incidentally has been a little bit quiet recently.
I know.
I haven't really heard too much from him, mate.
They're still working on that rule book that everybody is really waiting on.
We're going to get into that in another show. The CrossFit Open is definitely coming up. There's a lot coming up. Other stuff that is happening here at the gym. Boz's weight loss, fat loss challenge is kicking off again. It's going to kick off by the mid of this month. So if you're interested in that, winning at innerfight.com. I was talking a lot about that in last week's weekly update show. Another thing that's super cool next week is New Year No Weakness Week, which we didn't call it Hell Week 2, mate. We've called it a little bit something nicer, but basically I've seen the workouts that Jonesy's put together. This is going to be a hell of a week. Literally.
So you need to come for 5 days straight in order to complete the No Weakness Week. So definitely come and give that a try.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough workouts every single day.
And it culminates on the Thursday with Bring a Friend Thursday. And this is the rule, mate. I make the rules because I own the place. The rule is if you want to get your name into the Hall of Fame for completing Hell Week 2 or the first Hell Week of the year, you have to complete all the 4 days, and you have to bring a friend on the Thursday.
Bang.
If you don't bring a friend, because it's partner workout on the Thursday, if you don't bring a friend on the Thursday, you're going to look like a moron because you're not going to have anyone to do the partner workout with. B, you're going to be super tired because you're going to have to do all the reps on your own. But C, you will not get your name in the Hall of Fame upstairs here. So that's the conditions for next week. It kicks off on Sunday. You need to be finding a friend who is not a member of the gym. Just to clarify.
That's very clear.
Just to clarify.
Or a coach.
Or a coach, or an employee, or anyone who's a member of the gym. So that's the things that are going on there. Mate, today's show is all about goals for 2019. We wrapped up 2018 with sort of a lot of reflection, mate, and we're looking forward now to 2019. And I think both of us, what we really want to help people to do is make changes that last.
Yeah.
Like, it's social media is just full of it at the moment, isn't it? Like
tips and tricks. New year, new me, all this.
Have you used that hashtag?
No.
Why don't you just use it to get like extra followers?
No. I saw a better one though. Instead of new year, new me, it's same me. No. Wait, what is it? Be you, be a better you.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah. Same shit.
Well, at least it calls like for not being something different, but just being a better version, or aiming to be a better version.
What's your thoughts, mate, on the whole concept of, because we don't want to deflate people. If someone is like coming in and going new year, new me, like, you're obviously a bit of a dick, but that's okay. We'll use it. But what's your thoughts on, using the 1st of Jan to reset? Let's get ready for 2019. What do you think?
I honestly think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's a great chance for a lot of people who have had a not so powerful 2018 to really get the chance to feel renewed for a new year. I think for people like us, or that already train and have super good habits in that sense, and the new year is just it's just a Tuesday, it doesn't change too much. But I think for a lot of people, it can just give them that chance to reset everything and really start in afresh. And that's a nice feeling, to get the feeling, I'm going to start in afresh. A lot of people fall off the wagon after a month, but it's our chance now. I feel like for trainers, it's like the greatest phase. A lot of people think it's a negative phase because everybody comes in and they're not going to last, and nobody gives them a chance. For me, I think it's a great opportunity to actually catch someone and like try to keep them on that wagon forever. So I think it's good. What do you think?
I'm with you, mate. Like, I was thinking, like, from a personal side, I like what you said there, like, it was just another Tuesday. I totally agree, because I was like, okay, January, should I be thinking about giving anything up? Should I be thinking about, what should I really be thinking about? And, in times past, actually for the last, and it's such a minor thing, since 2003, I don't drink much alcohol anyway, but I've never had alcohol in January.
No.
So I'll do like no alcohol in January. It was just more like, I don't know why I did it in the start. It didn't have a why. I was just like, okay, in January I'm not going to drink alcohol, and so I keep that going. But then I was like, oh, should I be abstaining from anything else, or should I, and I thought, like, I went back to my reflection for 2018, and I was like, actually, no, a lot of the habits I've got, I'm super happy with. Just going to keep doing those.
It's because you also don't wait to reset.
Exactly.
When you want to make a change, you change, regardless if it's October 21st
exactly.
or March,
And I think that was one of the biggest things. It's like, do I need to tune my food? No, not really. Do I need to have a different body analysis goal? No, not really. I have all my other goals linked in for the year. And I think this is one of the biggest things, is that, and especially for a lot of people, a lot of the time the goal is, like, it's fat loss.
Yeah.
Now, if the goal, like your goal is you've got a big CrossFit competition coming up at the end of the month in Cape Town, there's an opportunity there even to make the games, you already understand that part of the points to get you there is good nutrition.
Yeah.
So you don't need to be restricted in any way. You're on that nutrition path. We've spoken about it a lot on the show. So it's like you've got that goal. So that goal is a goal within your bigger goals. And that's kind of, sometimes some people need to start slowly, but if the only goal here, and this is what I'm seeing a lot in the New Year sort of goals and New Year resolution, they're all around fat loss. I want to be leaner. That's only going to, the motivation for that's only going to last a certain amount of time, because it's actually quite boring waking up every day and focusing on food.
Yeah.
And people don't get it.
I also don't think they've thought about what happens when they then lose the fat.
Yes.
Like what's so... looking good is not enough.
Exactly.
Like, if it's looking good, then you have to link a lot of things with looking good. If that brings you self-esteem, or you'll feel better about yourself, or you feel like you can get a boyfriend or girlfriend easier, or whatever it might be, or you want to inspire someone, then that's cool. But I think if it's just lose weight because for other people to accept you or whatever it is, that's not enough. Like you can't keep going on tough days.
Exactly. And I think that's what, and we're going to go into a load of different tips and tricks that we've got for you guys, but I think that's one of the biggest things now. It's like, okay, if the goal is to lose 4 kilos in January, and that's the only goal for 2019, then I think you're sunk already. I think, something like the Open at the end of February, maybe the Dubai 10K, if you're local, which is at the end of January, is a great goal. Then maybe there's something a little bit further. What are you going to do in summer? What's your October goal? And I mean, that's a process that I've been through for myself, and it's actually quite funny because I was just lacking something from April down to September, so I just started to look around and pad out what goals I can put in there as well. And I think that because then everything else comes into play, and the nutrition and the sleeping on time and all this stuff all fits in with it. So I think that's really our advice, guys, for if you are, okay, we understand that you want to, if this fly keeps flying around into my face, I'm going to get really annoyed. You want to lose some weight, we understand that, but what are the series of goals that are going to keep you motivated? Because, it just won't last, and that's why we see people falling off the wagon. So it's a super interesting time. You are going to see it. We've upped the ante like we do as a fitness company. We're obviously busier at this time of year in January, February, March than we are in November and December. That's just when we make our money, guys. That's why we have a fat loss challenge. That's why we have a 100,000 rep challenge. And you're going to see a lot of this stuff coming in the media, across social media. But I think what you really need, like you say, Andre, it's just a unique opportunity for you as a coach, for us as coaches, to help that person just make changes that actually last. And our win is not just filling our pockets in January, because unfortunately we can't live off 1 month's revenue. We need to be living off revenue for 12 months. So that's really our challenge. So we're going to jump into this. We got some tips and tricks on how you can stick to your habits and achieve your goals after January's over. Mate, do you want to kick off with the first one?
Yeah, the first one is become clutter-free. That's not directly linked onto your fitness, but it's kind of linked onto your health and indirectly your fitness. It's basically getting rid of all the stuff that you don't use, maybe don't like, or it's just not necessary in your life. And that could be, everybody has like this clutter box or drawer or whatever it is, where they just, gather all the stuff that, they think they might need at some stage, but then maybe haven't used for 4 years, or a lot of extra clothes that they're not using, and it just fills up the closet, and it becomes messy. And then, if your life is cluttered, your mind is cluttered. If your mind is cluttered, there's a lot bigger chance that you'll get anxiety, and you'll feel more stressed, and you just don't feel settled and like you have control over everything.
I think it also plays into an excuse, doesn't it, in a certain way? It's like it's exercise could take a back seat until that clutter is finished up. Like, okay, January, I'm not going to go out and party, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. And it's like, okay, so on Friday, but I can't get on with my exercise until I mow the lawn. I can't go on with my exercise until I clean out the closet. I can't get on with my... So, you need to get that stuff out of the way as fast as possible.
And it's in your home. Your home is the most important place in your life, and you need to have that, nice home base where you feel less stress, because you probably have already a lot of stress at work, or stressful in training, or with friends or family. So your home needs to just be clutter-free. It needs to be a place where there's no stress, causes you no anxiety. You just feel good there. So that's step number one. And it links indirectly to training, because if you have a high stress and don't feel comfortable in your home, there's less chance of you eating healthy and training.
Exactly. And a lot of people, that's what I was going to say, mate, a lot of people will be like, oh, if these guys are supposed to be on a health and fitness show and they're talking about cleaning out the cupboard and getting stuff in order. Honestly, guys, if you don't get that stuff in order, if you don't use that as step one, then nothing else is going to fall into shape, because there'll be chaos everywhere else, and you'll only. And I think this is one of the biggest problems, is that that's why people are only able to sustain their New Year's resolution or their goals in January for a couple of weeks in January, is because they haven't cleared out. They don't have like a fresh sheet of paper to work from.
No,
mate. Jumping into the second one, we want people to exercise often. It's invaluable, and the mental and physical benefits are absolutely huge. And I think the way to go into this, one of the biggest failures I see from people is they're like, Jan, I'm going to work out every single day. It's like, dude, you've gone from in 2018 like averaging 2 workouts a week to working out every single day. So what we want people to do is just really keep it simple. Set a simple goal of, for example, 2 or 3 CrossFit sessions every week for the year.
Yeah.
And I think that's something to look at as well. Like, a lot of people say, no, you've got to start small. Yeah, you've got to start small. You've got to start simple. But I think you've also got to buy into the long-term factor of this, that you want 3 classes a week for 52 weeks of the year. Or, you're going to go on holidays for 50 weeks of the year, something like that.
Yeah.
So your total number of classes that we're targeting this year is somewhere around 130 to 150. Like, put that in your mind.
And it's much better when you start saying, all right, I'm going to do 3 sessions.
Yeah.
I think 3 sessions is good enough for anyone to become fitter and healthier.
Absolutely.
If you set a goal of 3 and after 1 month you're like, man, I love this. I need more of it because it just makes me feel great.
Yeah.
And I have the energy for it. Perfect.
Yeah.
Up it to 4.
Yeah, exactly.
And then go that way.
Yeah.
Instead of going the other way.
Instead of starting at 5.
Yeah.
And then ending up with 0 by the 25th of January.
And if you're already super active and you train 5-6 times a week, or you already have all those things scheduled in, maybe what you need to look at is, what are the small extra things you can do?
Yeah.
What are the small extra goals, sort of, like that could be, do more mobility work after each session, or, do extra core work, or
I think that's something that is super important, mate, that you put something like in that's also, the workout can be measurable, but then those extra little bits are also measurable. So what you understand that to sustain, let's take it back into the gym. You tried this last year, and when you did 5 sessions a week, your back started to hurt.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's try and avoid that this year and do what you said. Let's look at some mobility exercises that'll help that be sustained. So I'm only going to go 3 times a week, but I'm going to do 10 or 15 minutes of additional mobility to help my back, so that I can actually keep on and I can get that target of 150 sessions in this year. And I think that's what people think, that, okay, if we go 5 times a week, it's going to be better. But it's not. It's going to be better if you go 3 times a week and you do extra mobility, or if your core is a problem, do extra core stuff. Actually, we forgot to tell everyone that those exercises are up. January mobility and core exercises are up on the board downstairs. Despite Andy Savage, who only does the same workout every single day with his ab club after 6:30. But I think those things are very important. The sort of extra bits, a little bit of measurability, and I think as well, mate, what we need for that exercise is a little bit of accountability. We've spoken about this before, whether you're going to do it with a friend, or whether you're going to do it with a coach, or whether you're just going to tell boyfriend, girlfriend, husband or wife that I'm going to do 3 sessions a week. There needs to be that buy-in, especially, if you do live with your boyfriend or girlfriend, husband or wife, and suddenly you're out the door 3 times a week to the gym, there really needs to be that buy-in. But really, guys, that's our second most important trick.
And I really think that, like, for us, the online clientele has grown massively because people need that accountability.
Absolutely.
So, like, we use Training Peaks, or we use True Coach to help clients stay accountable. And even though it's super basic stuff, we give them whatever endurance stuff or mobility stuff or full CrossFit programming. It's just the fact that they have to fill it in so it turns green instead of red. That makes them do it. If that's what it takes, then just recognize that's what you need. I think it's different for everyone and anyone. You just figure out what the trick is that keeps you going. And for some people, they don't need anybody to stay accountable. They just good. They don't need Instagram. They don't need anything. They just they want to do the hard work. But some others don't, and I think that's okay, as long as you just figure out what's the trick for you.
I think, mate, one thing you just said resonated a lot with me. I don't know if we're speaking about it on our show or in another interview I did recently, but that addiction to making Training Peaks turn green is enough for me. It doesn't matter. Like, Tom writes my running stuff. I do most of my other stuff. It doesn't matter if, even the push-up challenge that we'll speak about in a little bit, like, I put it in Training Peaks, and every day when I've done it, I just hit complete, and it goes green. And just to see my Training Peaks, for those of you who don't use Training Peaks, it's super awesome. I think even if you're doing CrossFit, Training Peaks is cool. It's an absolutely free app, and you don't have to put... It doesn't have to have a lot of detail in there, but once you've completed a workout, it syncs directly with your Garmin, and once you've completed a workout, it turns green. If you've done the workout but not done the right distance or the right time, it'll go orange, and if you haven't done the workout, it's going to go red. And it's such a simple measure, like, it's a really easy measure. Green, yes. Amber, maybe, and red, no. And that's something that gives me the accountability. Like, I don't need someone, but I need that.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's super important. So if you are setting out, just to wrap that second point up, if you are setting out with some form of exercise, just take it a little bit easy. And not everyone's going to tell you to take it easy. Every coach you're going to see in January is going to tell you to come 5 times a week. I'm going to tell you to take it easy and something that's sustainable. Remember, we want these things to be sustainable throughout 2019.
Yeah. Point number 3 is to get a planner, whether that's an online planner or old school in your hand. I know a lot of people out there still like to write it down.
Those old school guys.
Yeah. If not, it's a lot easier on the iPhone or whatever platform you use.
Yeah.
Basically, time and love is the only 2 things that we can't buy. And for now, we'll just talk about time, as this is one of the biggest game changers, I know, for both of us and for anyone, because the more time we have, the more time we have to do the stuff we like to do and spend time with the people we love, and also time to do the stuff that needs to be done.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people waste a lot of time on things that are useless without even knowing it. And maybe they don't, but they don't know where their time goes.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things, mate.
Yeah, they don't waste time, but they don't know where time went, and that feeling of going to bed and not being sure of how you've distributed your time throughout the day is just just doesn't feel good. If you've mapped out the whole week, then I know when I wake up on a Tuesday I need to do these 7 things or whatever. And even though I haven't done like whatever, let's say programming, I know that's on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. But that feeling when I don't know, then I get worried. I'm like, oh crap, man, I haven't done programming today. Am I going to be able to make it throughout the week, et cetera, et cetera? But if you just know that it's planned out, you can just be much more relaxed. It's, again, a little become clutter-free, you know?
Yeah, I think it does. I mean, if anyone wants to look at my calendar, they'd probably call it a lot of clutter, because there's all different colors going on. It's pretty full, and they'd be like, wow, there's a lot going on there. But actually, to have it like that and to have one look where I can see exactly what's going on, I can see, we've spoken about this a lot before, color-coded for everything you do. So color-coded if it's a coaching session, color-coded if it's a training session, color-coded if it's just a random meeting, like all the different colors in there. You can see color-coded if it's for Holly. You can see exactly what's going on, mate, and you're super planned. And I think it does give you a lot of peace of mind that, like you said, okay, it's Sunday now. I don't need to worry about programming until Thursday, because I know on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I do my programming for the week, and I do it in those 3 days, or whatever day you do stuff on. And this is exactly the same. It doesn't matter if you work if we're coaches, it doesn't matter if you're a coach, it doesn't matter if you work in an office, but to have this planning and to know on those particular days you're going to go to the gym, on those particular days you're going to relax, then you'll start to realize that you actually have a lot of time. And there is a lot of time. And I agree with you 100%, mate. I don't think people are purposely wasting time. It's just they're not organized, so they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. And then you end up spending a lot of time thinking what you're going to do in this time.
Yeah.
And if that was already sorted from before, you would have won like 20 minutes, not having to think about it.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely get some form of planner. I mean, there are hundreds of different apps out there, but honestly, my 2 go-to ones is my calendar. Whatever you use, I use the calendar on Mac. I find it absolutely fine, and then Evernote just to get organized buckets each day, and just that it's. And I remember someone telling me, like, if you have a to-do list, your to-do list is just going to go forever. But if you have a task and you just drop it straight into a day, then you don't have an endless to-do list. And I think that's something that's super important, because I know a lot of people. I used to go to uni with a guy, and he used to have to-do lists, and he'd have his to-do list and he'd have like 5 things on it for today. And then tomorrow, like, he'd do maybe 3 of them. And I'd be like, bro, you haven't done these 2. He goes, yeah, that's going on to tomorrow's to-do list. And then he'd start writing tomorrow's to-do list. And he'd write a new to-do list for every single day. I was like, dude, what are you... Like, I mean, I wasn't really into managing my time in buckets like I am now, but I was like, there's got to be something different here. You are spending so much time. just writing to-do lists. And I mean, he was, mate. He'd spend like 20 minutes a day, like just writing a to-do list. And if he didn't get 2 of the things done, he'd just shift them to tomorrow. And these 2 things could just be shifting and shifting and shifting. Whereas if you've already decided that, you know, it's the most important thing on Wednesday that you actually do a workout, then it's just on Wednesday and it gets done.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to do with time management, but having some sort of planner is going to help you to sustain your changes that you're making.
And avoid procrastination. I heard a term the other day, and it was positive procrastination. And that's it's like you have to do an important task, but there's also other tasks that you need to do. So you start doing the ones that are easier. So it's still you're still getting something done, but you're not getting the main thing done.
I do that.
Me too.
But do you think you do it because sometimes you need to warm up? Like,
sure.
I'll be honest, mate. I was trying to record something for the show before we started this show, and I did 6 takes on it, and I've not got it right. And I was like, I'm not warmed up. I'm going to do it after this show because my speech is going to be a lot better, and I'm just going to be a lot more relaxed. So sometimes I'll do that. I'll have like 4 things to do on a day. One of them's the big thing, and if I'm super focused, super mentally fresh, doesn't matter what time of day it is, I'll hit it first. Okay. But if I'm a bit maybe lethargic somehow, I'll do the 3 small things that are easy things, and it's almost like my warm-up to do this big thing.
Okay, so maybe that's the tip. If you feel unfocused, do a little warm-up, figure something out. That can be like do the dishes or something that's also important and needs to get done.
But I think sometimes it does, in my experience in it as well, it does sometimes lead to it not getting done.
Very often.
No, I think sometimes you get it done, but also, definitely, mate. I think so. Positive procrastination is a key word for 2019, or a key phrase for 2019. Number 4, I like this one, mate. Eat food that supports your life.
There's a lot of talks about food, and especially in Jan with all the different diets and all of this going on. And I think the key is you need to find the foods that support your life. I think that sums it up quite nicely.
Yeah, I like it.
Instead of worrying about, does it taste so nice? Does it need to look so nice? Like, does this support your training or your daily schedule or not?
Yeah.
If it does, and it's not the most tasty meals, well, listen, we need to consume a lot of food throughout the day, every day. Yeah. And if every meal is not super delicious, that's okay.
Yeah, get over it.
And if it doesn't look super delicious, that's okay.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Does it support what you need to do?
Yeah.
Yes? Good.
And I think that goes back to sort of what we were saying earlier or towards the start, mate, is that the goal of weight loss just creates too much focus around that food, because that's all there really is to look forward to. Like, I wake up and I look forward to my training. I look forward to helping my clients. I look forward to all these things. Now, the food that I eat is exactly this. It supports my life. It supports my training. It gives me enough energy to be able to work with my clients the way I want to. And the byproduct of it is that it's healthy food, so I stay in shape.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine waking up and the main focus being my food. Like, it can't be. No. It just can't be. Now, if you're, I would say I'm a reasonably big foodie. Like, I really like going out to dinner. We've eaten in different restaurants around the world. Holly loves food. So I would say I'm pretty much into my food. We still plan to go to nice restaurants or to have a holiday in a place where there's good food. That's when the food becomes the focus.
Yeah.
But on a daily basis, if all that you've got to worry about and to think about is that food, and that's the number one priority, I think you're gonna fail, or you're gonna be in a really tough situation. That's why at this point, eating food that supports your life, just think about it, that the food is fueling you to do the work. And your point that you put down on this one, mate, no, you don't need to weigh your food. Talk to us a little bit about that.
It's just, it basically comes down to the first point, that it needs to support your life. No, you don't need to weigh it. Like, you eat until you're full. If you eat the right things to support you, you will feel full and you don't want to eat any more of it. Yeah. Like, if you had a lot of vegetables and whatever, some chicken, you're not going to want to continue to eat more and more vegetables. Like, naturally you'll hit a stop mark.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're not going to want to eat extra. That's the trick in junk food.
Yeah.
Because they have all these products in it that makes you want to continue regardless if you're full or not.
Yeah.
Or makes you want to eat it even if you don't want to. Like you just do it anyways.
Yeah.
Because you get that quick sensation of happiness.
Yeah.
But the whole deal is that if you eat healthy foods, it really help you become happier.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole point. Like I think it's important to link everything about health to it makes you a better person and it makes you happier.
Yeah.
That's like the end goal with everything.
I can see a really good visual coming. We might have to draw one up afterwards. But yeah, absolutely.
But that's the point. Like it's not always like I eat to perform good, but performing good makes me happier, makes me a better person.
Yeah.
It all links there.
And if you're a better person, then you're in a better mental state to perform better. So it is. Call it whatever you want. Call it the circle of life. That's exactly how it goes.
Exactly.
So yeah, point 4 there. Eat food that supports your life. I think it's super important. And, you know, I do love that point, mate. You don't need to start weighing your food. Like some people will start doing that as their goal in January. Their goal for January, imagine this. We'll move on in a second, but I've got to sum it up with this. Imagine if your number one goal for January is to weigh all your food. You're in trouble. Okay, to wrap up, guys, we've got a load of different habits that we think are pretty easy to implement into your daily routine or into your life that are going to have a massive impact. One of my biggest learnings from 2018 was doing small things, doing simple things, and this list could go on forever. We might come up with some more, but mate, kick us off with a couple of things from the list.
The first one is super simple. It's just make your bed. I don't know if you've heard that famous speech from the Marine or Navy SEAL guy
the book.
Who talks about making your bed in the morning as the first thing sets the tone for the day.
Yeah.
And that's one task completed. Once you've completed once, the ball is rolling.
Yeah.
And the next, and the next, and the next. And you end up have completed hundreds of tasks throughout the day because you started on the right note.
Absolutely.
And that's something that's simple. It takes 30 seconds. And like it's just super, super easy.
Well, it depends how particular you are about making your bed. I've watched
how many pillows you're
and
you're
how
decorating,
you do the corners and all this. Mate, the second one is actually also about bed, and it's getting to bed early. Now, early is quite, you could take early as a term, but in a number of different ways. However, we see a lot of people just wasting time in the evening. People will leave the gym like 7:30, they'll eat, cool, how long does that take you? 9. Okay, what time do you go to bed? 1. Okay, what do you do between 9 and 1? This and that and the other. Listen, get to bed early. If you get to bed early, you're going to wake up early, and there is a lot of people say that they don't like waking up early, but I can guarantee you, when you get into a habit of waking up early, you just feel so much more energized and so much more charged for the day.
And you have a clear mind in the morning.
Absolutely.
Nothing entered your mind. You can really get a lot of good work done.
Absolutely.
And number 3 is, that's something, that's a bit individual and subjective, but read before bedtime. The thought was, with this point, was basically just find something that calms you down before bedtime. Something that
most important.
Just lowers the cortisol in your body and makes you relax. And if that's reading for you, if that's speaking to your wife or your kids, or if it's reading a good night story for your kids, or if it's meditating or laying on your back, doing belly breathing, stretching, mobilizing, do something that just calms you down so that you can fall asleep being calm.
Yeah. I think that's such a great way to summarize that point, mate, is that we're 300 miles an hour, we're phones, we're laptops, we're social media, we're talking, and then we expect our body will just shut down like that. Like, just do something. And I've been doing this for almost a year now. Like, there'll be a certain cutoff time, phone goes away, I just leave it in the kitchen, I put it on charge, I have at least 20 to 30 minutes, and before I actually try to go to sleep, and there's nothing on my mind. Talk to Holly, maybe sometimes read a bit. Some people love reading before bed, and it just gets me in that right state to fall asleep. And I fall asleep within about 30 seconds, literally. From sometimes Holly will still be in the shower, and I'll be asleep when she comes to the bed. So
if you don't have a lot of time because you come home late from work, and I understand that everybody has stressful lives, and especially with kids and et cetera, then I think the easiest trick here is to lay on your back with your legs elevated and do belly breathing, where you just take big breaths through your, trying to expand your lower rib cage and blowing out super slowly through your mouth. So inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. And then I want you to try to count your breaths and try to count for as long as possible. When you lose your count, try to get back into it and see how long you continue.
Right.
So, like, for example, my record is like 120.
Wow.
I count 120 breaths.
Yeah.
But it's so difficult because your mind wants to wander.
Yeah.
But it really makes you focus and forgets everything out.
That's
so right before bedtime, it only took 5 minutes, and then you just zoned out.
It's just a little bit of distraction.
Exactly.
And obviously the breathing is super good for you as well. There's a couple of things that you can add to your daily routine as well, and there's some things that we want to get you away from in the coffee culture that we're seeing. Please, guys, just limit coffee. That's just something super simple that's going to support a really healthy life and you getting your goals and just continuing these good habits. So we cap it around 3 cups a day and try and finish them all sort of before 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then the addition of some basic supplements such as magnesium, zinc, fish oil, a green supplement, green superfood, something like that every day. If you've tried them and they don't work or you don't feel good on them, then obviously just ignore that, But if you haven't, then maybe that's going to help, because people will start struggling with recovery and, just starting to feel a little bit fatigued. So that's all definitely going to help. Just little things that you can add into your schedule that are going to help you to feel good, and also, as we said there, to maintain the changes that you're making this January.
And it's simple, natural products. It's nothing crazy. You don't need to be an athlete. Everybody can take these supplements.
There's no discount code.
And especially if you live in Europe and it's dark half the year, or in Scandinavia or in Iceland and stuff, I think it's really essential that you get vitamin C, vitamin D, all of these supplements. Because I know that, that's where I'm from, in Denmark, and they don't really promote too much supplements. Yeah. And it's just something that I realized the other day. Like,
really?
Nobody's ever told my sister she has super bad immune system, and the doctors never told her, they've never actually tested if she's lacking of any like vitamins. And I sent her a massive list, and
really get on it.
It seems to be going pretty well with that.
She's doing backflips around in a couple of months, mate.
Almost.
Then we're in a lot of trouble, or it's definitely working. Let's keep it that way.
The next one is a whole nother thing. It's be more present, and I guess that takes effort, time away from your phone. It's just being more present in the moment. It's kind of that AMRAP mentality of Jason Khalipa. Whatever you do, you're there 100%, and you hammer it. Yeah. And that comes again back to a little bit the planning. If you've decided that 1 hour you're going to work out, just work out. Don't worry about your phone or calling. They can call you later. Yeah. Like they will call you later. They'll be okay. Like, or if you've booked that in, you've let people know. Yeah. Then they will not disturb you.
Absolutely.
And if somebody doesn't know, then they're probably not that important.
Yep. And I think that also, it links back to what we were saying a little bit earlier in point 3, like planning stuff in, and if you do need to make a lot of phone calls, just book that into your diary. Like, if you need to clear emails, book that into your diary. Like, there is nothing worse than, you see this a lot in Globo gyms, you don't see it so much in our gym, people spend the first half hour in the gym on cardio machines clearing their inbox. I was like, why do you go to the gym? Well, I can clear my inbox when I'm there. Well, you obviously, one thing is got to give, you know? So I think creating that presence is super important. And a final point that we want to sort of try and encourage people to do, and it'll all come back to you, is just be a good dude. Yeah. Like, just be cool. Just be nice to others. And I think these are things that just sound so obvious, and some people are listening going, gee, these guys are basic. Yeah, we're super basic. Like, how good does it feel if someone smiles at you? How good does it feel if someone says hello, says goodbye? And how bad does it feel if someone doesn't smile at you and doesn't say hello and say goodbye? So I'm not saying do good things to others, as in, like, oh, Andre, here's another $200, and here's another pair of shoes.
Would be nice, though.
It would be super nice, mate, but it's not going to happen. But just do, like, I think the best that we can give to people is just a little bit of ourselves, just saying hi, just drop people the occasional message, just say, hi, how's it going? I was just thinking of you. You don't need to have a big conversation, and if someone just writes back a load of stuff, just cut it off, But I think that's one thing that will just make you feel great, and it'll start to be reciprocated as well, and it leads to a very positive mindset and a very good energy, which, if we link it all back round, will help you to sustain the changes that you've made.
It's hard to have a bad day if you've done a lot of nice things to other people.
That's a very good place to finish, mate.
I don't think it's hard to have a bad day if you've been nice to everyone, and if you have really made an effort.
Yeah.
Because it comes back to you.
Yeah.
You can do it selfishly.
Yeah.
You can come bring a cup of coffee with someone.
Yeah.
Like, just of your own selfish
like
matters
that.
because you know
Absolutely.
that person will really be happy.
Yeah.
I don't think, man, Andre is a nice guy.
Yeah.
That will make me feel great about
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
And even if it's a selfish act,
Yeah.
it both wins.
Both wins, yeah. Because I get the cup of coffee and you feel great giving it to me.
So it's not even like giving out of yourself and not giving anything back.
Yeah.
It's completely, it's great.
What an awesome way to finish, mate. That is a welcome to 2019. Hopefully, guys, with those things that we've spoken about, those 5 key points there, you'll make changes this year that will actually last. We won't pull out all the stats on how many New Year's resolutions fail. It's a truckload. You need to make changes that'll last. If it's fat loss you're after, build a bigger goal.
Yeah.
It's really not just about being fat. If you have a bigger goal, if you have something that's more interesting, you're going to lose that weight.
And please, if you feel like you're falling out of it and it's the end of Jan, reach out and let us help you get back into it. Because this is the hardest thing for us.
Yeah.
We don't know if somebody's falling off the wagon until they fall off and then we don't see them again.
Exactly.
If you feel like you're falling off, please reach out.
Yeah.
Let us try to do an effort to keep you or to help you.
Absolutely. And talking of that, mate, and how people can do nice things to us, you can hop over, you can rate and review the podcast, you can share it on your social media. It will cost you less than 30 seconds of your time. And honestly, it gives so much motivation. This is absolute gospel true story. I was thinking about stopping my daily quotes that I put on Instagram when in December because I was like, I just seem to be churning out the similar message the whole time. I was like, 2019, I'm not going to do it. And the very next day, someone sent me a direct message, and it was very deep and very emotional, and it made me realize that if I can do that for one person, I'll do it for everyone, and I'm keeping them going. It's exactly the same with the podcast, folks. Hop over to iTunes, rate and review the show, or send us a question, winning@innerfight.com. If you have people that you want us to interview, let us know. We're looking for people to interview the whole time, and if there's topics like this that you want discussing, let us know as well. Mate, that's the first show of 2019.
Yeah, great one.
We're very close to 500. We better think of something good. Until next week, guys, take care.